Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel, where I'm continuing my bowl previews and predictions. I'm previewing all 35 bowl games right here on my YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe to my page here to get all of my videos delivered directly to your inbox on a daily basis. Up next is the Kraft Hunger Bowl, which will be played in San Francisco on tomorrow, December 29th. It'll pit the Navy Midshipmen versus the Arizona State Sun Devils. Arizona State comes into this game led by their Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, Will Sutton. Sutton is a defensive tackle, has played well this year. We'll see if he has an impact in stopping the Navy triple option attack, which they're obviously well known for. Not sure how much of an impact he'll have on the perimeter, obviously, once Navy gets out on the edges on the Arizona State defense. How does the Arizona State defense react to facing a triple option attack here for the first time? That remains to be seen. Arizona State as a whole started the season off 5-1, lost 4 games in the Pac-12 in the middle of the season, and won their last 2 games to finish with a record of 7-5 on the season. In Todd Graham's first season as the Arizona State head coach. They are definitely susceptible to the big play. They're susceptible to the ground game as well. They let up 405 yards of rushing to Oregon when they played Oregon earlier this year. By no means comparing the level of talent that Oregon has as compared to the level of talent Navy has, but similar in the sense that they both run unique offenses. And I just don't like what I saw really from a rushing offense point of view from Arizona State in that game. Navy, on the other hand, is surging coming into this game. Ever since Keenan Reynolds took over a quarterback for this team, he replaced an injured Trey Miller earlier in the season. Navy has absolutely taken off. They've gone 7-1 since then. They're coming off of a win versus their rival Army by a score of 17-13. They're peaking at the right time in my mind. They found their quarterback in Reynolds. Their defense, when they come up against a team like Arizona State, a team that is going to have superior athletes to Navy, that's something you always worry about. I think what can kind of counterbalance that for Navy is their ability to keep the game on the ground, their ability to control the clock. You have to keep in mind Arizona State does score 36 points a game here on offense, so they're definitely a team that's capable of putting up numbers. Their quarterback threw a touchdown pass in every game this year except for one. So, Arizona State has the capability of putting up points. How motivated are they to play in the Kraft Hunger Bowl? I worry about these teams that get off to these good starts, go through these lulls in the middle of the year, and then beat their rival. I don't think it's hard to get up for your rival game, especially when going into that game they had lost 4 of 5. They were trying to improve their bowl standing. You beat your rival, you're 7-5. You really don't meet expectations as far as the Pac-12 team in Arizona State goes. So what's their motivation here in the Kraft Hunger Bowl? You just never know. Usually these branches of the military teams, whether it's Navy, Army, Air Force, they usually come out motivated. They usually come out hard, and they come out in these offenses that these teams don't see that much. And I was talking about this in my Armed Forces Bowl preview as well. I like what Navy's able to do on the ground, and I think Navy's even a little bit of a notch above Air Force heading into this game as far as where I view them as a whole. And the Arizona State favored by 14 points in this game. I get that because they put up huge numbers on offense. Their quarterback has been prolific at times this season. But again, just the way they were blown out in those 4 Pac-12 games in the middle of the season, specifically the way they handled a unique offense in Oregon, letting up all those yards. I like Navy plus the 14 here in the Kraft Hunger Bowl. Would I be surprised if Arizona State wins? Obviously, I couldn't be surprised at that. but I'd be surprised if they blew out Navy here. I expect Navy to keep the game close, certainly to keep it within 2 touchdowns. So I like Navy plus the 14 here in the Kraft Fight Hunger Bowl. Be sure to check out my other previews here on YouTube of the bowls. Subscribe to my page. Get all my videos delivered directly to your inbox. And catch me on Twitter, too, at SNewsAnalysis. Thanks, guys.